What's up everybody out there, this is Aaron here with another deck profile. Now this deck is Exodia. Now to have Exodia, you need to win with Exodia, you must have all pieces in your hand to win. Now what if you had the pieces in the graveyard? Now of course, yeah, you may think that is messed up to have the pieces of Exodia in the graveyard. Well, to do that, it's pretty like, okay, how in the heck do you do that and you're still gonna win? Because again, yes, you need all 5 pieces in your hand to win. No, there is another way of winning with Exodia if the pieces are in the graveyard, which is right here, Exodius. Now this is a level 10 monster, and you're thinking, wait, you have to sacrifice 3 monsters? No, you do not have to. With Exodius, if you special summon this card, which you can, this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by returning all monsters in your from your graveyard to your deck. When this card declares an attack, send 1 monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. This card has 1000 attack for each normal monster from your deck. When this card is removed from the field, remove it from play. If there are 5 different forbidden cards in your graveyard that were sent by this effect, you win the duel. So there you go. You need the 5 pieces of the forbidden one. So that's the way to win, if you pull out Exodus. Now, what can help you with getting the pieces of Exodia in the graveyard? Using it with Judgment Dragon, and with Judgment Dragon, you need the Lightsworn. So let's say a Lightsworn Exodia deck. Now this is my friend's design of how to run a Lightsworn Exodia deck. So again, right here, the 5 pieces right here of Exodia. Sometimes he could still win by getting the 5 pieces in his hand, or sometimes you need to have this in the hand, so in the graveyard, so hopefully you're helping yourself with using the Lightsworn to get these pieces in your hand. So you rather get these in your hand, or hopefully you can get Exodius to help you win the duel if these cards are in the graveyard. So there we go, the 5 pieces of Exodia and Exodius. Now, okay, Lightsworns. Still, okay, you can use 3 Judgment Dragons, but he uses 2 because you need to make some room to hopefully win with Exodia. So 2 Judgment Dragon. Illumina. Lumina is, you can discard 1 card from your... You can discard 1 card to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster from your graveyard. During each of your end phase, send the top 3 cards. So you're sending away cards, so hopefully you can send pieces of Exodia. Now it says discard any card. So basically if you had a piece of Exodia and you did not want it in your hands, because basically, hey, you just never know. You have Exodius, but you need a piece. You need your last piece in the graveyard. Throw that away. Special summon another Lightsworn, and then if you had Exodius, you win right there. So, Lumina. Lila is, when this is summoned, switch it to defense position, pop a magic or trap. End phase, draw. At the end phase, throw away 3 cards. And it cannot be switched until the end of the next turn. To Minerva, the Maiden. You can add 1 light dragon type monster from your deck to your hand, whose level is then or equal to the total of Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard. If this card is sent from your hand to the graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard during each of your end phases. send the top 2 cards to the graveyard. So again, you're just helping yourself, because that's what Lightsworns do. Discarding to the graveyard. Now here's a different quality of Lightsworns you can use that he uses. So, Genis. Now of course, yeah, Lightsworn players, they do not play these. But he does, because again, as always I say in my decks, or I'm talking about his decks, we play for fun, so we don't care what we use. Rather, if they look good, they look bad, no how many, doesn't matter how many we're using, we just play for fun. So Genis, the Lightsworn Mender, which is okay. During your end phase, if cards or cards were sent from your deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn card this turn, inflict 500 damage to your opponent and it gains 500 life points. Now with this Lightsworn, you do not send cards. I don't know how many people use this card, but he uses Gareth. Now Gareth, people would run 1, players will, but he uses 3. Why? Well, it's just a good effect, and it's a good 1850 attack, which is each time a card or cards is sent to your deck from the graveyard by an effect of a Lightsworn monster you control, except Gareth, send the top 2 cards from your deck. Draw 1 card for each Lightsworn monster sent to the graveyard by this effect. So not bad. You're sending cards away, and hopefully for each time a Lightsworn was thrown in the graveyard by this effect, draw a card. Jane, the Paladin. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 300 attack. During the damage step only, during your end phase, send the top 2 cards from your deck. So if you're gonna attack, it becomes not 18, it becomes 21. And last for the Lightsworns is okay. Grand on this, Lightsworn Dragon. Of course, a different kind of dragon of a Lightsworn. This card gains 300 attack and defense for each Lightsworn with a different name in your graveyard. During battle between this attacking card and defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict the damage as battle damage to your opponent. During each of your end phase, send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. So just like Judgment Dragon a bit, except Judgment Dragons, of course, you need 4 different names. This one, of course, yeah, a little different, but of course, like I said, of what the dragon is of Grand Gonith. Now those are his Lightsworns. Now okay, he plays a Monarch, Zaborg. You can tribute summon this card by tributing 1 tribute summon monster. Now basically you don't have that many except Grandalith, but at least of course a 2 tribute. If this card is tribute summoned, target 1 monster on the field, destroy it. Then if it was a light monster, which it is a light monster if you're able to pull it off, or if you tribute it from Judgment Dragon. Oh wait, no, it's not, because of it was not tributed. My mistake, but your dragon is your other dragon. So we'll go on. Destroy it. Then if it was a light monster, both players send as many cards as possible from their extra deck to the graveyard, but no more than the original level rank their extra deck from the graveyard, but not more than the original level rank of that destroyed monster. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a light monster, add this additional effect. You choose the cards your opponent sends to the graveyard. So you choose. So it's a good effect when going against extra deck, because if it was done by a light monster, you choose the cards of what you want to banish. So basically you can just hit their monsters that they possibly need, Link, Exceed, Synchro, or Fusion, and you wipe those out. Maybe on their, when it comes to their turn, they needed those cards, but no, you banish them. A Light Ray, Da loose, I think that's how it's said. Now, of course, let's read. Cannot be normal summon or sent. Must be special summoned from your hand by having 4 or more light monsters in your graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, you can target 1 field spell and 2 other cards on the field, destroy them. Okay, a destruction. And last but not least, 1 emissary. You could put in 2 or 3 if you wanted to, but of course you need some room, so might as well just run 1. Of course, on the field, destroy if it was sent to the graveyard. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, each player selects 1 level 3 or lower monster from their deck and adds it to their hand after showing it of their opponent. Yes. Then the decks are shuffled. So basically there's your helper right there to get a piece of Exodia. And just the other tuners, which is Minerva, the maiden is a tuner, is a Plague Spreader and 2 Fables, the Cerebral. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, you special summon it. Plague Spreader is when you choose to bring it out from the graveyard, send one of the cards from your hand to the top of the deck, special summon it. Now basically you just need these in a way of maybe you're gonna synchro, or you just want cards on the field, so hopefully you have some monsters out so you have some backup before doing any other play of whatever you're gonna choose. So those are the monsters. We'll go on magics now. Charge Library Gate. Send the top 3 cards. Search for. Add 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster from your deck to your hand. A staple, but he uses. You would use 3, but he uses 2. Solar Recharge. Discard 1 Lightsworn monsters. Draw 2 cards. Then send the next 2 from your deck to the graveyard. Two Lightsworn Sanctuary. Now, of course, nobody runs this, but he uses it. It's a continuous spell card. Once per turn, you can send 1 Lightsworn monster from your hand to the graveyard. Then target 1 other Lightsworn monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. Each time a card or cards is sent from your deck to the graveyard, place 1 shine counter on this card. If a Lightsworn card or cards you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can remove 2 shine counters from your side of the field for each of those Lightsworn card or cards instead. Two, Monster Reincarnation. So let's just say it's your helper to get Judgment Dragon, or it can help you get your piece and you need Exodus because Exodus was thrown to the graveyard, or you have your 4 pieces, get your 5th piece to win with Exodia. Hand Destruction. Each player sends 2 cards from their hand to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. Again, your helper to throw away. Maybe you already have 3 Lightsworns. You need your 4th one in the graveyard, and you have Judgment Dragon, or that was one of the cards of your next 2 draw. Or again, yes, Exodia. And of course, yeah, your opponent must have 2 cards also. So hopefully you can stop them from playing anything that they were gonna play that they need in their hand. And you just negated their play, hopefully. Of course, Foolish Burial, your helper again. You need your 4th Lightsworn, and have Judgment Dragon. You need another piece of Exodia. Throw in the graveyard. Card Trader. Once per turn, during your standby phase, you can shuffle 1 card from your hand into the deck, draw 1 card. So a card you don't need, you want to throw it back to the deck, draw another card. And hopefully your draw card was something you possibly needed, I wouldn't say possibly, you did need. And last but not least, Luminous Spark. A field spell. Increase the attack of all monsters by 500 points and decreases their defense by 400 points. Magics. And for traps, Glorious Illusion, continuous trap card. Select one Lightsworn monster from your deck and special summon it in attack position. During each of your end phases, send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is removed from play, destroy this card. So, particularly your way of sending cards and special summoning something. So, it is for Lightsworns. Lightsworn Barrier, another continuous trap card. When a face-up Lightsworn monster you control is selected as a target, if it's going to be attacked by a target, you can send the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard to negate the attack. So it'll help you a bit with negating an attack. Backup Soldier. You can activate this card when there are 5 or more monster cards in your graveyard. Select up to 3 monsters with an attack of 15 points or less, except affect monster cards from your graveyard, and add them to your hand. Another helper, if you can win with Exodia in your hand and you have pieces of Exodia in the graveyard, but you can win with Exodia in your hand, well then do that also, because that's just the main way to win with Exodia, but there are different ways to win with Exodia. And last but not least, Karma Cut. Karma Cut is discard 1 card from your hand, remove from play 1 monster your opponent's side on the field. If there is any cards or cards in your opponent's graveyard with the same name as the removed monster, they're also removed. So, okay. And last but not least, for the extra deck, 2 Michael, the Arc Lightsworn, 1 tuner plus more non-light monsters. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target 1 card on the field, banish that target. When this card is destroyed, you can target any number of other Lightsworn monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do, you gain 300 points for each return card. During each of your end phases, send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. And a Star Leech Paladamo, an Exceed. It's a you need 2 level 4 light monsters. Basically, this whole entire deck is light monsters. Most of it. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material, but as I always say, XE, because that's just the main way we always call it, not XYZ. From this card to target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0, and if it does, its effects are negated. When this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or by a card effect, and sent it to the graveyard, draw 1 card. So that's the deck, and then again, I'll explain the combos. Now this combo right here, Exodius, okay. Now how are you gonna get Exodius in the graveyard? You need the Lightsworns by their effects. So Lumina, yeah, you need to discard something. And if you have in your graveyard, if you have a target for another Lightsworn in the graveyard, Like right here, let's just say Lila. And let's just say you had a piece of Exodia. So let's just say Lumina, 2 pieces of Exodia, Foolish Burial, Solar Recharge. Your 5 cards. And your draw was, let's just say your Luminous Spark. So that's your 6th card of a draw. Now, what you can do, now I would say, okay, Luminous Spark. So have your Luminous out. Luminous Spark, Foolish Burial. Now, okay. Now let's just say you just wanted to play first by Lightsworn effect. So basically you want to throw away Lila, my mistake, Lila. Summon out Lumina. Discard a piece of Exodia. Lila. So you have your field spell, which you gain 500. So Lumina is a 15 attacker, and Lila is a 22 attacker. You still have your piece of Exodia and Solar Recharge. So, the end phase. So, Luminous effect, send away 3. So let's just say it was your card trader, another piece of Exodia, and a Minerva. Your 3 cards. But when Minerva is thrown away by an effect of a Lightsworn, it throws away another card. So let's just say your karma cut. So 4 cards were thrown. Now Lila. So Cerebral. Your Grandaloth Lightsworn. And Hand Destruction. But here's the thing. With Cerebral, when this card is discarded, the graveyard special summon it. So it would be special summoned. Now you can put them in defense mode or in attack mode because Luminous Spark, it's a light monster, it's now a 15 attacker. So a piece of Exodia, 2 pieces of Exodia, 2 Lightsworns, and that's okay. Your draw. Genis. Now, okay. What you can do, but what I would do first, Solar Recharge, because you need a Lightsworn in your hand. Solar Recharge. Genis. Draw 2. Let's say Monster Incarnation. Judgment Dragon. Your 2 cards were Emissary and a backup soldier. Not a good, really, point right there. Okay, so here we go, right here. 1 Lightsworn, 2 Lightsworn, 3 Lightsworn, 2 pieces of Exodia. Now, okay. You can Monster Incarnation to throw away a 3rd piece of Exodia. And let's just say whatever. So let's just say yes. You're Grandaloth. Now that's 1, 2, 3 pieces of Exodia. Now, okay. what you could do is I would go Lumina, discard backer, dragon, special summon a Lightsworn. Now, of course, here we go. Minerva, special. So, all you have is Judgment Dragon in your hands. So, here's what you could do. You can synchro if you want, because to make Michael, you need a level 7 of Attune, and to make 7. So, Maiden, and your Sorceress, synchro. Michael. Now you have Luminous Spark still out. 500 attack. It's at 31. You're Michael. Now, of course, yeah, okay. Hopefully, you don't want to deal with any damage right now, so put him in defense mode. If you wish to. Now, Michael's effect sends away 3. So let's say still it's a bad, not it's going as good for you. Light Ray, your Sanctuary, and a Garath. Lumina will throw away. Now, okay, a 4th piece, a Saborg, and somehow another backup soldier. So, still not as good as you thought it could go good for you. Your draw was the 5th piece of Exodia. Now again, you have the 4 pieces of Exodia, so you have one Lightsworn, 2 Lightsworn, 3 Lightsworn, 4 Lightsworn, a 2nd piece, a 3rd piece, a 4th piece. Okay, that's 5 different names of a Lightsworn. Okay, your turn. You have 4 or more different names. Judgment Dragon. Now, okay, if you needed to, blow up the entire field, including yours. So you blew up everything. And you still have your 5th piece of Exodia in your hands. So, okay, your Sanctuary was thrown in the graveyard. Your Garath was thrown to the graveyard. Your Plague Spreader was thrown to the graveyard because of 4. Solar Recharge. And a Paladin. Because of Judgment Dragon, you send away 3. Now, pretty much you just blew up the whole entire field. So basically, of course, you're going to blow up your opponents also. So Judgment Dragon is the only one out. Now, your draw was, okay, Exodius. Now, you still have Exodia, but you need the 5th piece. You can still hit your opponent with Judgment Dragon. So yeah, you're still gonna hit your opponent. So hopefully you just stayed simple right there. And you threw away 4 more. And your opponent's down to maybe 2,000 life points. Your next draw. Monster Incarnation. Monster Incarnation. Throw away the 5th piece. Just get anything you want back. Let's just say you want your Lumina back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the graveyard. Exodius. Special summon it. You need all 5 of the pieces. You win the game. Or if you could just win the game by just doing damage to your opponent with Judgment Dragon. Or any of the Lightsworns. Your backup soldier. Okay, maybe you have 2 pieces of Exodia. There were more than 5 monsters, but you have backup soldier. Activate. Non-effect monsters. These are not non-effect monsters. Get up to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In your hand, you win. Tribute to Lightsworn. Play. It's going to gain attack for each Lightsworn of a different name. If that's still on the field, fine. Tribute. Exodia. It was done by a tributed monster. You're going to do the effect of knocking out your opponent's extra deck. Fabled special summons when discarding, but basically you need some backup, so you need a monster out. Maiden sends away one. Garath, send away any of the cards that were... You send away as many of the Lightsworns that are on the field, except itself. Send away 2. If any of those were Lightsworn monsters that were thrown to the graveyard by Garath, draw a card. So what's creative about his deck is you need Exodia in the graveyard. So that's the whole point of the deck. Get Exodia in the graveyard. And the way to do it, you need Exodius. So that was his deck. Hope you all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll show you more deck profiles later. Peace.